even 3D wasn't in games yet, right? So when games started going 3D, we just saw that opportunity to be like, wow, how do we bring what we really do to this medium? And I think, TenNapel, Doug came from Saturday Morning, right?
Yeah.
And games as well. So I think he was thinking in a similar way. And even in an additionally similar way, although I think, from different platforms, we both kind of had something to say. Mine was more from, I think, I can only really speak for myself, so not even say more from, but mine was, I felt like as an artist, your creations, I always looked at it more like music. So as an artist, your creations are sort of, expressions. The most interesting art is expressions of what the sort of artist is interpreting of the world around them, right? Not just stylistically, but in terms of deeper meaning. And so that was an issue for me, and that reflects in Abe's Odyssey, the third world factory worker, facing genocide as the next Soylent Green, and sort of, some global policy sort of reflections there for myself. And I think for TenNapel, it actually had more of, in his case, I think more of a religious theme. And maybe religion's a bad word, but I think it was reflecting more of his spiritual perceptions.
Yeah.
And so in a sense, I think those products were very different for that time, because really wasn't what game making was about, right? Game making was just about making great challenge and cool characters and letting people have fun. But looking at music, looking at television, looking at film, looking at theater, all these mediums that came before, the possibility of entertainment is so much more than just, giving someone a good toy to play with for hours upon hours. And so, it's funny that you mentioned Neverhood, because Neverhood always stood out to me that way too. And, of course, I think TenNapel's pretty amazing talent all around.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to Armacrog. We've actually had him on the podcast 7 times.
Yeah.
Oh, have you really?
Yes.
Oh, good. Well, thank God I didn't just trash the guy. Totally set me up. Yeah. No, that makes sense to me. Didn't he? That was crowdfunded too. Didn't he go for it?
Yeah. That's why we had him on so much, because we actually literally were with them from 2 months before the Kickstarter started, and then we did every week that the Kickstarter was running.
Wow.
And then we did like a post-game wrap-up.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I bet he was really grateful for that.
Yeah, he's become a pretty good friend, and actually going to go down and work on Armacrog for a couple of days.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you met him in person?
Not yet. So
you'll be looking up.
Yeah. I'm hoping he can make it to the studio, because I know he's actually in an entirely other state right now, working for DreamWorks. So hopefully we'll get to touch base.
Nice.
But, just getting to get hands-on clay is going to be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, that was always look at Aardman, right, out of the UK. Like these amazing animation facilities that were doing like clay style. Will Vinton, who was up in Portland. I don't know what happened to Vinton Studios, but that style was like no one's. Has there ever been other, Douglas TenNapel style claymation games?
No.
Maybe in the indie scene, something I didn't hear of. But
the closest I think was it's called Platypus, and it's like it's a side-scrolling like R-type game, so it's not a lot of depth there.
Right.
Character.
Nice.